What's up, guys? You're watching Twitch, the Shield Bearer of Faith. Thank you for being here, and I need to give you an update. Man, you got to be careful of a double-minded man. What do I mean by that? You got to be careful being split in thought, split in purpose and conviction. The Messiah talked about it, right? That don't be on the fence, essentially, that he'll spit you out of his mouth because you're lukewarm. Be hot or be cold, not lukewarm. Essentially, it boils down to something I learned years ago, but yet I still have to make sure I practice it, and I do get out of practice sometimes. We have to make decisive decisions sometimes. So, I was working towards going to Thailand in January. And some of you, this is why this video matters, some of you felt led to assist with that. As of last night, I told my wife that I do not feel that it is the time. And we've prayed and waited and have been patient. And it's just not the time. It's just not. And I don't ever want to force my ideals or my ideas on what the Lord's plan is. That's really the main prayer I've had, is that, Father, if this is of you, make it really clear. And it has not been. It has not been as clear as I wanted it to be. And the video I posted saying that we were going, at that moment, it was. But the Father has the ultimate trump card, guys. He can change his direction for me anytime he wants. And so at this exact moment, my wife and I will not be going in January. We will reconvene in June, meaning me and her, not necessarily me and y'all, and we will discuss it again then and see what the Spirit is telling us to do. But there are other things right now that are taking priority. Yep. And one thing it did boil down to me on, just being frank with you guys, I remember when I was leaving Virginia, one of my biggest grievances towards the church I had been going to was they were going to use $11 million to build a facility. And my mindset was, why do you have to spend $11 million to build a facility? You could get any warehouse or any backyard and do exactly the same thing. A warehouse would be cheap, real cheap. You could build a really nice warehouse for a whole lot less than 11 million, right? Well, to apply the same principle to myself, it's not about the 11 million. You might need some facilities that cost that much. An example of that might be a hospital because of what they need to function like. So it's not just the cost, it's more what are you going to do with it, and does that equal what it's going to cost? Does that balance out? Well, if I apply that to myself, I currently, the Father can change it when he wants, do not feel that the proper allocation of the Lord's resources are to go to Thailand. And here's kind of why. Fuel and energy prices. Now, we were good with spending the money. That's not a problem. It was going to be a lot of money, and we don't have a lot of money, but that wasn't the conundrum. But the allocation of resources, if you put $1 to one thing, that is one less dollar you have to put towards anything else. It was going to be significant to get to Thailand. And to not even do anything yet, it was going to be significant. Meaning, that is resources that will not be put somewhere else. And what I feel in this moment is that those resources will have something else to go to. So if you were somebody who felt led at the time to support us in our mission work, the understanding at that time was that we were going to Thailand. So feel free to email me if you would like for me to send you that money back, and I will. And it's twitch@refugetraining.com. Otherwise, it will continue to be used in a mission capacity because we have been functioning as domestic missionaries I just didn't realize that quite in the same way until a month ago. You have to be careful splitting your attention. And this was the takeaway I had. When I was a police officer, I would commit pretty easily. Like, I knew the threshold to arresting someone. And if I told them they were under arrest, that is the way it is. There is no option. And I use that term very specifically. I did not tell someone you might be under arrest or you might get arrested or don't make me come back here. No. If you were under arrest, you were under arrest. It was decisiveness. Well, to be honest with you, I think I was a little bit out of practice. So I told my wife last night, I said, here's the way it is. We have to lead our homes, guys. I said, here's the way it is. I had to make a decision based on what I see, what I feel, what evidence I've got in front of me, what the Spirit's telling me through prayer. And we're not going right now. We'll reconvene. We'll talk about it again in June. But otherwise, I had to lay out several things in the immediate future that we as a family were going to do. I had to make decisions. And it's funny how it works. In our day and age, a lot of culture here would talk about that being bigoted, that the husband in that relationship, he's oppressive. My wife, literally, and I'm not joking you, she was thankful. She told me, she's like, thank goodness. Not because we weren't going or we were going. She's like, thank you for deciding. She's like, thank you for laying out the next steps for me. Instead of being split in my attention of, hey, I might go there, we might do some stuff, we're going to see, then we're going to come back, and then we're going to see when we get back what we're going to do. And it's like, it's too much on the fence. It's too lukewarm. And it wasn't working. In my head, in my actions, there was too much indecisiveness. Make a decision is what I was hearing in my head, And honestly, I guess I thought the decision had been made, but we've been waiting on passports to come, and you can't buy plane tickets until you get passports. We had them, but I needed them for my kids. So we just got them. And then I told my wife, I said, but I don't think we're supposed to go. It's weird. I don't know how to explain it. So that's the decision. That's where we're at. Again, twitch@refugetraining.com. Feel free to hit me up. A lot of y'all that were assisting, you have my phone number, so you're welcome to use it. Otherwise, like I said, that money will be used for mission work. Thank you all for the support, but I wanted to make sure that I was transparent with you guys. Now, there's a lot to do. Just in a different direction. Go do some good somewhere, guys. Use whatever you've got, however you can, for the greater kingdom. I'll see you later.